Let's talk about your belief in yourself, because the reality is that if you don't believe in yourself, how can you expect anybody to believe in you? Now, cultivating the belief in yourself can be really tricky, especially if you are already in this downward spiral. If you don't believe in yourself, you're not likely to take massive action. If you don't take massive action, if you don't take the action that you feel like you have to take in order to take your life to the next level, of course, you're not getting the results. When you don't get the results, then obviously that only reinforces your belief that you are not good enough. And it just keeps going and going and going like this, right? So it's important to break out of that downward spiral and start cultivating the belief in yourself. Now, what I believe in is that if you want to cultivate the belief in yourself, you have to start with self-awareness. You have to realize where you are now in order to determine where you want to go, and then figure out the action plan, the journey that you have to embrace, right? So what I would like to offer you is that initially, if you want to build the belief in yourself, you have to sit down and you have to ask yourself, what are some of my internal demons? What are some of the mechanisms that are really controlling my life in a negative way? And what often helps is if you sit down, take a piece of paper and just journal. You journal about some of the situations you are having in your life that are less than ideal. You know, situations where lack of self-belief, lack of confidence, self-esteem prevents you from taking important actions. You know you have to do something. You know that you want to take that step, but you can't summon the courage to do it. And then what happens is afterwards you feel bad about not doing that thing that you wanted to do. And once again, the downward spiral continues. So once you figure out what are some of those self-deception mechanisms and some of those demons, the next step is you have to forgive yourself. You have to realize that you're just a human being, and it's normal that as humans we experience self-doubt. Every single person. Now, often people say that some individuals out there, some people on the top don't experience self-doubts, but this couldn't be further from the truth, you know? We are all humans, and if you are human, then you experience fears, you experience self-doubts, you experience this mental tail chasing, otherwise you are not a human. And by realizing that even some of your idols, your mentors experience those moments, that gives you a lot of credit. You realize that, you know, just because you have those moments of self-doubt doesn't mean that you are worse of a human being, right? So once you realize that, once you forgive yourself, now you can take the right action to build your self-belief. And in my opinion, it all starts with your internal dialogue. Now, unfortunately, we all talk to ourselves in a negative way most of the time. You wake up in the morning, you look around, and it's very easy to focus on all the negativity, all the things that are not working out in your life. So what's important is that you have to start controlling your internal dialogue. Whenever something negative pops in your head, you have to turn it into something positive. So if you wake up in the morning, you say to yourself, my life is so busy, I have so many things to do, I don't want to start the day. Remind yourself of all of the things that you already have. Remind yourself of all of the blessings that you should be grateful for, but you are not. Remind yourself of the fact that a lot of people would give a lot to be in your shoes, right? And remind yourself of the fact that all of those challenges and issues and predicaments that you're looking at are actually hidden opportunities, because as I always say, your life is like a movie and you are the main character, right? And no movie would be fun without any challenges. So once you reframe, once you take that negative internal dialogue and you turn it into something positive, that's going to shift your perception. Will it be easy? No, because once you are stuck in the habit of thinking negative thoughts, it will take some time to get unstuck. But again, it all comes down to self-awareness and doing your best to catch yourself, you know, in those moments when something negative pops up, you try to transform it into something positive. One interesting thing you could do, one really powerful yet simple tool, is having a bracelet, some type of bracelet on one of your wrists. And whenever you think a negative thought, you reframe it into something positive, but at the same time, you move the bracelet from one wrist to the other. Now, at first, it's okay, right? But then eventually it gets annoying. Once you keep thinking all those negative thoughts, moving the bracelet between two wrists will get really, really annoying. And you will pay more attention to not thinking negative thoughts. And the more you practice, the easier it's gonna be to create that new reality for yourself. So I could talk a lot about this, but I wanted to share this with you. I hope that this is valuable. I hope that this is some good food for thought. Most importantly, don't just listen to what I'm saying. Go ahead and implement it and see for yourself what types of results will come as a result of this.